Hello everyone and welcome to Crafty Monday. We are using the Charming Day stamp set today and we are going to make it into a 3D card, like a paper towel. I quite often get asked about how to actually do this step by step. So today is a little step by step video for you so that you can see, and I tried to pick an easy one for you to do to start off with because there's a lot of work in a bigger stamp set, so I chose this one today. Hi Maureen, good to see you on. I hope everyone that comes on says hello. Don't forget to say where you're from if you're new, because that just helps us know where you're coming from, whether you're coming from Australia or one of our global friends, which we have a lot of global friends. So hello to all you, and if you're watching the replay later, welcome. And if you're new to my Facebook page, I'm Teresa Brown and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, have been for 19 years, and I love to create and share with you guys. So let's get to our card today. Hi Heather, good to see you on. So I was just explaining, we're doing the Charming Day one, and I'll go through it as we're doing it. I'm going to bring you down to my workbench because I've got everything sort of prepped up down here. Just got to get it right for the light. It's funny, different times of the day the light's different in here, so you've got to work out where you want your camera depending on the light. So you're going to need a bone folder, and maybe if you wanted to add some glitter, you'll need a Winker Stella pen. Now we can choose a couple of colours today, so we can either go with the Lemon Lolly. So have a think about whether you think we should go with Lemon Lolly or whether we should go with the Highland Heather. You can put it in the comments, or whether we should go with the neutral colours that are the like SU 700 and SU, what's this one? 700 and 800. So they're like the skin tone ones, but they're really lovely for flowers as well. And then I thought we can come in with, for the leaves, we can either choose Soft Sea Foam or Old Olive. So a little bit of a choice there on colours of what we're going to use today. I have a few of these over here. And we also are going to need our colour lifter, some dimensions. I also have pre-prepped the embossing part using the beautiful joined together 3D embossing folder. This is a gorgeous one. And what I've done here is I've cut a piece, let me give you the measurements, 13.5 by 9, which is virtually nearly the same size as the frame. Now, I can't remember exactly where I got the frame from, but that's okay. And I've put them through together, but I am going to raise this up a fraction off this one. So that's sort of got that part done. Now, I just feel like my camera might not be quite where I want it. I'm just going to put it up a little bit. Hi, Susan. Now, before we get started, I need to know whether you think we should go, which colours we should go with today. So they're the skin colour tone ones, so the 700 and 800. Excuse me. The Lemon Lolly, or the Heather, what's this one called? Hello, Narelle. The Highlight Heather. Sorry, I've got a tickle in the throat again. So if you want to put your ideas up, what you would like, while I have a sip of water. You're going to craft with me. You're also going to need a pair of paper snips. Oh, annoying. Okay, I'm going to come back down to the craft table and just come up just a fraction. Does anyone get that nagging cough? Okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to stamp out at least 5 to 6 of these designs from your stamp set of your choice, whatever you have at home. Keep it simple to start off with, because if you don't, it's going to make it hard for you to do that 3D work. Okay, so we better get going because Lemon Lolly, thank you, Susan. Do you think Lemon Lolly would be really lovely? I think so. Okay. Highlight. We've got a choice, a bit of a go between. We could actually do 2 lots of flowers, but let's see if we get another one. Let's see if someone else takes part and see if we, which one? Highland Heather or Lemon Lolly? Going once, going twice. I feel like I'm on an auction, but I'm not. Is anyone else going to put a little comment up which one they think we should go with today? One or the other? And then we'll choose whatever comes up next. I know I've got to give you a few minutes because I keep getting told that there's a little delay. Maureen, okay, so I think we're going with the highlight heather. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to start off with the light. I've put this on pink so that you can sort of see it, or I can, because yeah, if I put it on white paper, you're not going to see it. If I put it on the glass mat, you're not going to quite see it either. So we're going to start off and just go around the outside edges of this. Now this one is the light, but it's quite dark. So you've got to be mindful when you come in with these pens, okay? Because some are light and some are dark. So I'm going to come in around the edges. Now, I don't have to colour all these in because we're going to be toling these up, but I'm going to show you on this one, then we're going to start doing some bits. I like to colour most of it because I think if people are looking back in through it, it's nice to see the colour. Okay, so now when you're using the light one and then you're going to come in with the dark one, I'm going to come in with the pen end, and you can sort of see it is a lot darker. And it does take a little bit of time to prep your flowers and prep everything the way you want it to look. Okay, because that's an important part of making your card, is to make it look as real as possible. Yes? Okay, so we're going to come in and bring a little bit of this around. So we've got a little bit of the dark happening here, as well as the light. Okay. Then we're going to come in with the light again, but this time we're going to come in and we're going to just do little circular motions over the dark as well. And I'm doing it on this bottom one so you can sort of see, because it's all attached to the leaves. And you're going to do this one very similar for each one that you're going to come through. Always leave a little bit of white. It looks nice if you leave a little bit of white in it. You don't have to do it all, but you're going to blend that through. Oh, and I've got one here I haven't done. You can always tell when you haven't done one. because it's not blended. Then the colour lifter helps pick up a little bit of the colour. Now, the one thing you have to be mindful about the colour lifter is that you don't go over the same spot too much, okay? But you can just lighten that off and you'll get that nice light and dark image happening on your flower. Okay, so the colour lifter is really good for that. I'm going to hold it up so if you can sort of see how it sort of blends it all back into each other. Okay, which is really important when you're doing your flowers. Okay, so we're going to come in with a light seam foam for the flower, for the leaves. So I might put that colour lifter over there. I need my glasses on. I've got my glasses on. So this is a very soft colour. So you can choose whether you go with a really soft or a really darker one. Okay, so I'm going to go with the light all over the leaves to start off with. So this is the light. Soft seed foam light. Now I did take the time to cut these out because my cutting's a bit slower these days. And then I'm going to come in and add some of the dark with the pen side. And you can add as much or as little as you want on each leaf. Okay, so it's entirely up to you. Okay, I'm going to come around here because I missed a whole leaf over here. We're going to come back in, go a little bit around. A little bit around the outer edge. I like to usually colour it in before I cut it out, but I wanted them cut out today just to save a bit of time because I thought, you know how to cut, but sometimes you're not quite sure how to use your blends, so, or how to curve your flowers and things like that. So let's just concentrate on that. Okay, so once you get the colour where you want it, you can always come in with the colour lifter and soften it down a little bit if you want to and just blend that in a little bit more. You don't want it too wet. These are pretty wet. So you won't need to press very hard and you just need to blend a little bit to get that blended through. Okay, so you can sort of see you got your flowers and your leaves happening now. So we've got that one done, so now we're going to go down and do the next one. Now when you're doing this, you will see that you've cut this one out is full, but this one I'm going to put over the top now. And you can see that when we've cut this second one out, we've missed this leaf, we've missed those 3 leaves, and we've missed this leaf up here. Okay, so we've cut this one out a little bit different. We've left out a few of the leaves. Okay, so let's go back and do this one. Light. And you don't have to do each of them exactly the same. Okay, just do how you want to do them. I do like to add the colour on all of them, just for the layers. I know I've had girls in classes that have just done the top one, but I do like to do the whole lot. Okay, so once you've got that on, you come in with the dark. Coming in with the pen end this time and just coming in right around those edges. Okay, so a lot of people think that you have to stick really, really, you know, really close and it all has to be perfect, but it's a flower. If you go outside and have a look at your flowers aren't perfect. So just leave some white where you can. But each one will be a little bit different depending on how quick you want to do it. Get that colour lifter on here now and blend through. And you can sort of see it really blending in together now, the dark, the light and the white. Okay, I'm going to do the dark one over here. And I better do the dark one over there. Oh, it is easy with the dark one to use the pen side when you're doing this dainty right to the edge sort of thing. Okay, get that blender and go through. By the time I finish today, you'll have a pretty good idea on how to do the flowers anyhow. Okay, so with the leaves, we can go light dark. So we can go, this time we might go dark soft sea foam. And then we might come in with a bit of a highlight with the old olive. Just to make the leaves not all look exactly the same. Because they're not, when you go outside and have a look in your bushes, they're not exactly the same. And they'll look amazing when we start curving them and highlighting them up. Okay, so now we're going to come in with the light old olive. And it'll give it a different look again. And you can add as much or as little of colour onto your projects as you want. You'll get to know what you like. Have a little bit of a play. Maybe you stamp out 5 or 6 flowers and have a bit of a play with colours that you like. And you can always use them on other cards. So this just gives us a little bit of colouring on the leaves. Okay, so we're going to come in and we're going to blend this one in. And now we're going to come back and blend our leaves with our colour lifter. You can see them pop out a little bit, like I really do pop. It brings that shadowing effect into them as well. So it sort of pops them around a little bit. So you can sort of see the difference in the colours on those two. Sorry about that phone call. I don't know if you heard that or not. Hi Margaret, how are you? Okay, so let's do the next one. So the next one you can see that we have cut away more leaves. Okay, so we cut away those 3 leaves now. So the first one we've cut away more leaves. Okay, so we've got our first one, our second one, and now we've got our third one where we've only got the 2 big leaves and the big flower and the small flower. Where on this one we've got 4 over this side, your 2 front ones and your 2 little back ones there. This one's the whole lot. So we've got the whole lot cut down and we're moving down the road, we're cutting down. How many of you have done paper tole in the past when you actually have everything, you usually buy sheets and they're already done for you, or coloured for you, I mean. You just go and need to cut them out and put them together. And because they're already coloured, you don't have to worry about doing that. But I love the stamping ones that you do yourself, because you can make it however you want. And like I said, we've got some interesting embossing folders and dies and stuff that you can actually bring in with them. Okay, so we're going to go in with a bit of dark. And like I said, these ones don't have to be really fussy with. It's the very top ones that you've got to be more fussy with. But I still like to give the image the colour. Oh, I forgot the other flower over here, but we're just going to get the light one. I'll just finish the big one and blend this in. So I'm going over my dark as well as my light. Okay, so I'm going back in over with my light. Okay, so I'm going in over the dark and the light with the light. It'll give it a little bit different effect. Then you're going to pick up the colour lifter and you're going to now blend that all together. Like I said, don't press too hard because this colour lifter is pretty wet and you don't want to rip your paper. You just want to come over it and give it that nice little blend. Beautiful. And then we're going to do our little one over here. Like I said, don't try to be to do straight lines because straight lines look funny on flowers. You want to sort of do more wiggly lines. Okay, now this one has to be pretty good because this is one that's going to be standing out when I'm finished. So I'm going to come back over with my light. Tell me who loves blending, like using your blender pens and really blending. Okay, now we're going to come over with the blender pen and we're going to lighten this off a little bit. Now you do have to be careful and mindful, like I said, because you don't want to peel it. Okay, so we're going to come in with the dark soft sea foam on these two leaves. And make sure that when you blend it and you're going to come to start curling it soon, we're going to curl it up, make sure that it is dry. Okay, that's a real gold nugget tip because if it's not dry, it might rip. And you don't want to go to all this trouble and then it rips on you. No way. Get the blend, come through and blend that one together. I didn't know if to have some of these already started, but I think it's nice to see the stages of doing it. This one's a bit darker, that one's a bit lighter. It doesn't matter. This is the one I want to see. This is the one I want to see, and these are the leaves I want to see. So it's just a matter of working out what you're going to see. But like I said, it's nice when it's put together and you actually can see some colour coming through it. Okay, and around we go. Now, another thing with the colour lifter, because I've got a little bit over the leaf, this is like a little eraser. You can come back now and you can just go over that. But let it dry and it will just disappear. Okay, so it can be used for like a little eraser if you let it dry, and then if you need to come back over it a second time, you can, but let it dry. Okay, because if you don't let it dry, you'll peel the paper, especially the A4 thin paper. Okay, once you've got that done, you can come back over with your colour lifter. Oh, I need to come over with my light one first. Come over with my light one, blend in together. Leave some white there. And then come over with your colour lifter and blend all that in. How are we going for time? Oh, not too bad. Oh, have to do the legs. Time goes fast. We're going to go over time. I'm not going to rush. If we go over time, we go over time. Sorry, girls. Okay, so now I'm coming in with the dark old olive. Now these leaves are the ones that we're going to be seeing. We might see some of the others too, but we might be seeing some of these ones. And if you want to curl some of these, let me just share with you. Let's go to the back now and do this just so we can, because we're going to be curling. So we're going to colour this side too. It's nearly done. Not too bad, but we want a good colour on here. Okay, and we want to just come around the outside, come through where the slack is a little bit. Just for these leaves here, we need to colour that in. Okay, we're going to put that to dry. Now we've got our top flower. So this is the one that you sort of like is going to be seeing on top. So this is the one you want to take a little bit more care about, if you know, like how you want it. But really it's easy to just go around and add the colour and not be too frightened to add the colour because when you try to do it too easy or too precise, you'll make a mess of it. So just colour it like you've been colouring the others, because they all turn out really good towards the end anyhow. Just add some colour in there. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our dark one again, our pen side. I'm going to come around. And you can work out whether you want to bring your lines in under your line or over your line. What do I mean by that? Okay, so I'm going around the line here, but I'm going above the line there, but I've gone under the line, close to the line on the outside line this side. But you can always come in and do a bit of shadowing under also, okay, under the line. So it depends where you want to do your shadowing. You can do it on either side or just one side. And we're going to come in and do a bit of a round on here. We want a bit of white showing as well. Blend that through. One thing you don't want is distinct lines. You don't want like straight lines when you're doing this. You want it to be more natural. Okay, then blend this in. When you're blending it, you'll see that it will pick up the light and the dark. Now, I stamped these out in Memento Black because don't forget you can't use Stays On with your blends because they're both alcohol and they'll just go into one another. Okay, so the next step is to start putting our card together up here. So I've got old olive, and then we've got this embossed piece, which I did give you the measurements, but I'll give it to you again. It's 13 by 9. Now this is going into here. We're going to glue this one down using the liquid glue. Now, when I emboss this and the frame, I actually put them through at the same time. Okay, so I'll put them through together. So they pretty well match. Okay, now with this one, I'm going to raise this up a bit. Okay, where's my... And I'm just going to use my long strips here. These are great for shaker cards, these strips. I love them. I cut mine in half 99% of the time, because then that way I'm not wasting as much. And I can cut this one in half. And by cutting this one in half, it should go in here and in over here. And then one of these should go in over here. Okay, so these are the strips that you buy. They're fantastic to use. So just peel the backs off. I am going to go over, sorry guys. I do get told every now and then, you know, half an hour's well, very quick, but this one's got a lot of detail into it, and I wanted to go through the colouring with you. And we're going to place this over the top now, over that white one, just so it sort of sits up really nice. Okay, so we're going to get our first flower, and we're going to work out where we're going to put this first flower. And the first flower still does some curving, so we're going to curve our leaves. Now you've got to be a bit mindful and not to rip them, okay, because it's very easy to rip these little ones because you have cut them around, but we do want to get this all starting to curve and moving around. So we want it to want this moving around. So do we want it coming in? I think about there. Okay, so now we need our other dimensions. Now when you're doing the dimensions on these, you're not going to do it on everything because you don't want it on everything. Okay, where we really want the solid part is on the flowers, not so much on the leaves. Okay, you can do them on the front leaves if you wanted, but you want that curve. Can you see how it's curved? I don't know if you can actually see how I've curved that. I don't know if you can actually see the curves in it, but you want to keep it so it's sort of curved. Okay, so we're going to bring this one down, and we can either come in at the top, down the, I think we'll come in down here, come over the bottom bit here, and you've got your leaves that are going to go where they want. So now we're going to come in and do the next one. Make sure you get those leaves curved and your flowers curved. Just mindful with these little ones that you don't rip them, okay? Don't try putting dimensions on all of it, just on the flowers is fine. I'm going to put 4 on this one just so it's nice and steady. Okay. And you'll see that this starts taking shape. So this one now is going to go a little bit off-centered on that one. And then we're going to come in with the next one. And once again, we're going to get those leaves happening and our flower. Now this is our last little flower on this one. So you want to, when you're curling this one, you want to make sure that it's curved really, really the way you want it. because it's going to be the one that gets seen. So this is the time where you put like a dimension there, and just on the big flower, just put 3 on them. It's quite a lot. Years ago we used to use silicone, you know, the silicone glue guns. Oh my God, they were so heavy to post. They really were really heavy to post. Okay, so now we've got that happening there. Now on this one, I find that using the back of your dimension sheet is really good. And just come in and come down, just come down around your flower a little bit on these leaves here, and then curve them just on these last 2. So it sort of looks like the flower is not attached to the leaves. Now get that flower nicely curved, whichever way you want to curve it. Turn your dimensions over. Like I said, at least put 3 dimensions in your flower to hold it nice and steady. Okay, so now we've got this one, and now we've got this big flower that's just going on top. So we want to make sure that this one's curved really lovely. And it's got some nice shape into it. And bring in your dimensions. Thank you for sticking with me today. So sorry it's a little bit longer video today, but paper towel always takes a little bit longer. Okay, so now you've got that, and you can sort of see how it really layers up and sits up. It's really gorgeous. Now, the Winker Stella pen comes in really handy now. Instead of doing all those layers with the Winker Stella, you can come in and just go over the top. And over this one. Down your leaves. Which means you don't have to do a whole lot with them. And I just love the way these little single leaves over here, you know, they just sit down a little bit flatter than everything else. So it really does give that 3D effect. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the glitter on that now, but it really does glitter. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, with the words, we have a lot of words that come into our sheets, like the these different packs that you can get. So you can, if you've got a whole heap of these, you can just rub one out. So you could sort of have like, thank you. I'm just going to turn that around so you can sort of see. You can have thank you, sending sunshine, best wishes. If you want the card to be, if you want the word to be inside the image, you can do it that way as well. Happy Valentine's Day, beautiful one for Valentine's Day. I love you. You've got happy birthday, thinking of you, happy Valentine's Day. So there's lots of different ones that you can put in there depending on what writing you want as well. Let me just share one of the Valentine's one in here. So you can get all the different ones here. I've been collecting them from Word Dot, so, but you can always just stamp in as well. I really like the Happy Valentine's. I think that's really lovely. I think it would be really lovely as a Valentine. So when you're doing this, you can actually do a border around it if you want to. You can sponge it a little bit if you want to. I'm actually going to keep it white But I'm going to bring in my dimensions behind it so it raises up as well. And then I'm going to use some bling as well. But you can stamp a word. There's no problems, but I have so many of these words. I just thought I have to use some of them up. Okay, now to just make that a little bit more effective, you can come over with your Winker Stella and just make it shine and glitter that little bit more, which is really lovely. And if you wanted to, you can always come in with just a touch of your ink, but it just makes it glitter and brings it in with your card. Hi Sheila. So I'm going to hold that up now and see if you can see how that's all paper toled together and how you can see the layers that are all happening. But it makes a beautiful card. It just pops out a little bit more, and then we can just put a white insert in the inside. But look how gorgeous it looks. Absolutely gorgeous. So then you've got to work out your bling, if you're going to put bling on it. What have I got in my... What have I got in here? I've got some of these, so I'm going to come back down for a minute. Hi, Caroline Matthews. We're doing paper towel card using the Charming Day stamp set. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, these have got big ones and little ones, so you can just put a couple of these in. When you're putting little rhinestones or pearls or whatever, it's always good to do an odd number. So you can either do 3, 5, 7. So you can just come in and put a little bit of, you don't need to put a lot onto them, just either 3, 5 or 7. It's eye-catching. Okay, sorry, okay. There you go. How gorgeous is that? It's just got a tiny little bit of bling on here. And happy Valentine's Day. And can you see the shimmer on that rose? It just looks amazing. And that's why I like to colour underneath a little bit too. See how you're sort of coming down on an angle a little bit when you're putting these together? It's nice to have that colour underneath. So I hope you enjoyed Crafty Monday today, and don't forget, we've still got some butterflies to fly onto our sheet, so if you're wanting to put a $100 order in, you will go in the draw for someone. Lucky person's going to win $100 worth of free shopping. So it is a beautiful effect, Maureen. I've done a lot of paper towel over the years. Hi Tanya, great to see you. So don't forget, we've got some spots left on our number board, and we've got until the end of September. So if you place a second order, that's fine. Just yell out and you can put another number in. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.